Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
Yeah, I could use a dream or a genie or a wish to go back to a place much simpler than this. Cause after all the partying and smashing and crashing, and all the glitz and the glam and the fashion, and all the pandemonium and all the madness, there comes a time where you fade to the blackness. And when you're staring at that phone in your lap, and you hoping but them people never call you back. But that's just how the story unfolds. You get another hand soon after you fold. And when your plans unravel in the sand, what would you wish for if you had one chance? So airplane, sorry I'm late. I'm on my way, so don't close that gate. If I don't make that, then I switch my flight, and I'll be right back at it by the end of the night.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
Yeah, somebody take me back to the days before this was a job, before I got paid, before it ever mattered what I had in my bank. Yeah, back when I was trying to get a tip at Subway, and back when I was rapping for the hell of it. But nowadays we rapping to stay relevant. I'm guessing that if we can make some wishes out of airplanes, then maybe, maybe I'll go back to the days before the politics that we call the rap game. And back when ain't nobody listened to my mixtape. And back before I tried to cover up my slang. This is whole decade of what's up, Bobby Ray. So can I get a wish to end the politics and get back to the music that started this shit? So here I stand, and then again I say, I'm hoping we can make some wishes out of airplanes.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
I could really use a wish right now. I could really use a wish right now. Like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now.
Hello. So yeah,
Hello, hello.
uh, are you all
Big deal.
excited?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Come on. Okay. So so basically for today we don't have a team theta. So what they'll be doing is the two of them will be, so both of them had something today, so they couldn't make it. So they'll be doing it later on. So once they do it, I will then take the points and then I will declare the winner.
You said
Okay.
points.
Sorry.
You said points.
Yeah, points as in judgment, right? I'll be judging you all.
Oh, okay. Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. So who
So
wants to
wait,
go first?
I need to know something before we start. Like,
Tell, yeah.
we are pitching to you to get on board, right?
To get on board in the sense?
We are pitching like basic Shark Tank idea, right?
Yeah, so you'll be
Ah,
pitching our idea to me. And
okay.
yeah, and what I'll be doing is I'm basically the investor. So
Okay.
your goal is to convince me to invest in a product or not.
Okay. No,
Okay, so
understood.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that will naturally, if you manage to convince me, then that increases your chances of winning completely.
Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
so yeah, so I'm going to put you guys under high pressure also. So get ready for that.
So before we speak about the pressure, no, you can just tell me one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You
Just a
have
second,
any
I'll get
weight?
my charge and come.
Okay,
yeah,
wait
yeah.
for Vedan. Wait for Vedan.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Okay, Lindor, you were asking something?
No, I was just asking you, man. Like, uh, these newsletters are becoming quite a issue, man.
Okay.
Because the news that we are getting is not even, I don't know if it's not what we want at all. What about you? How do you get your news?
News with regard to?
As in your watch list, man. How do you get your news for your watch list?
Refer to various sources. So there's money
So,
control, then there's ET is there.
so you sit and you
Then
look at it every day.
not every day. So first of all, I'm not even interested in the news as such. But what's more important to me is the results of companies.
Results, no?
So
Okay.
yeah, so I note down the date on which the results are going to be declared for that respective company, and I'll make sure to check what the results were like.
Okay, understood. So no, I
Yeah,
was like, meaning to me, I make certain investments for the long term, but sometimes the plans change when the stuff goes up.
yeah,
As many times it happens, but sometimes you hold it for the long term. But yeah, it
yeah.
depends on the news as well at times. Like you suddenly know, like you have to sell it. Like say you knew about Vodafone's huge debts, people started
Yeah,
selling at that time. So basically, I find the
correct,
news to be very important.
correct.
So, uh, so Vedan and I were thinking, uh, this is a kind of an issue. So Vedan, would you share your screen?
Yeah, just wait.
Okay, so you all are going first,
Yeah.
basically. Okay, yeah. So
You'll have to give me a
Vedan
right.
yeah. One second.
Yeah.
So Vedan and Lindolf, over to you all.
Yeah. Thanks. Just a sec. Let me know if you can see the screen now. Is it
Okay.
visible?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Just a sec. I'll put in presentation. Okay. Let's start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
So, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
Lindorf.
No,
Lindorf,
go
you start.
ahead, go ahead. Okay.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
you go.
Bad team, get out.
No, we are both very passionate about this, so yeah, it's quite excitement on both sides. Okay, so Veda, you go for it. I'll go ahead with the technicals later.
All right. So basically, our product is called BizBuzz, and BizBuzz, if you think about the short form, that actually means news from business. And what we realize is a lot of investors nowadays are young investors, and those who don't have a lot of time or experience. If you see a lot of the investors in the market now, they have arisen in the last 1 year from the segment of society that are students. And since students are very busy with their academic work or just starting off with a new job, they don't have much time to read the news as people who are probably well established and can relax once they're home. So we came up with an app that provides them with the news that they'll be able to use to determine which stocks and how they're going to trade and what investments they're going to make. So this is
So,
the product basically.
so basically, the functional, like, how does this work? You would ask. So Basically, you download the app, you log in, and you put your watch list, basically what you're looking at. Okay, and so you get curated news for what you want. So I think Johan, you and I the other day we were discussing of how much Grow gives unnecessary news, like so much more, and things that you don't really want, right? And we start looking for the companies that we are really interested in, and sometimes it's not even there. So what's the point? It's just filling up my uh, notifications and my emails to just scroll through for no reason. So basically, what this does is this. I'm telling you the working out of this app. Okay, so you add your watch list. You choose a template in which how you want your newsletter to come through. Okay, you can choose a format. It's either daily or you can choose a weekly format. Okay, so what happens is you give that format to us, and then we do the backend stuff for it. So now we have to somehow find a way to give you what you asked for. So we have two ways actually for now. So for now we have not made any sales. Okay, it's going to be a subscription based company, and so for now we're not even looking for money. If you ask me, we're not even looking for money. We're actually looking for you to be a partner at this because we need an analyst at the back who will because we are planning to put a bot together that will look for only those certain companies and those certain news, and it will give us phrases. The bot will actually rephrase the whole thing into a phrase, and so the analyst basically takes the news, verifies it, puts it in the format of the newsletter, and that's it, and we send it to the client. That is the basic simple model. So yeah, that is the so we saw the problem, and we just found it to make we found a way to make it more efficient, which saves you time and gives you accurate time saving and fast information.
Okay, so here are some stats that back up why this app is so important. In the last 1 year, in at least up to 2020, the active stock trading apps touched 91.5 million, and it's estimated to touch around 150 million in 2021. The figure is not determined because I didn't get a reliable source for that, so I didn't mention. So I mentioned what was there up to 2020, and 10.7 million accounts were opened in the year 2020 to 2021, which is an all-time high. And now, if you look at the investors that are out there, 83% of them are under the age of 35. So, if this app is used by people who are under the age of 35 right now and they continue trading till they retire, they're going to be using this app till retirement and even beyond. So, there's a lot of scope, and this app will definitely be used because a lot of time is money right now. And if you're going for money and if you can save your time, then you're making like the gold mine of, what do you want to do. So this is why this app could be very relevant and very important.
And the internet is full of tips, you know what I mean, of false information which people just circulate around, maybe false estimates of companies release earnings releases and all that stuff. So yeah, this helps a lot in that sense because we have verified analysts at the back. Okay, so you would ask what are we looking for. We are looking for actually a partner. As I said, we're not looking even for money because uh, currently we have no sales. Okay, to be
Yeah.
honest, we have no sales at all. We're still in an idea mode. So basically, if you get on board with us now, you can give a lot of input to guide this idea into something bigger. So we don't see value in terms of money right now. We see value in terms of your time. So yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead.
Okay, so
If you want, I could go to the rest of the PPT. Just have a
yeah, yeah,
look
yeah.
and then
I
ask
think it's
questions.
better. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, go
better
ahead.
to finish and then I'll.
Okay. So again, as I was stating, like the importance, the market potential you can see with the growth in number of from 28.9 million, which is you can say 30 million in 2016, it's grown to 91.5 million in 2020. And because of the pandemic, that figure has gone to approximately 150 million in 2021. So the market revenue is also quite high. If you see, these are the top apps. This is a study, and I can show you the source also. These are like the top apps. Like you must have heard of Robinhood. So these are their profits and how much money they make. So there's a lot of potential because there's a lot of usage. These are some of the competitors. Like Grow is one that Lindorf used. So he got a bit of he realized what are the errors and what could be changed from Grow, and that's why we developed this idea. Competitive advantages we discussed. Okay. Linda, if you want to discuss the forecast.
Okay, so we won't be making any sales up to a certain point. So basically, it's going to be a high capital expenditure for a while until we build a customer base. Okay, so until we are around 200 members, we won't be profitable because it's a subscription-based uh, business. We don't want to charge more around 300 or 500 a month. We will have to still do a survey around how much people are ready to pay for such a thing, and we'll also have to compare it to how much we pay the analyst. And in the long run, we plan to even remove the analyst as we see developments in AI. So using the bots today, we can directly procure information, and so that will drop our costs later on. But at the start, yes, we will have to be making few expenditure. And also, we have to spend a lot in terms of advertisement because finding such people who really need the information is we won't find it among our network. We may find a few, but we might have to go in terms of advertisement, in terms of YouTube ads, because that's how uh, this bank called Five Money, Jupiter, and all these guys have grown in that sense. They have not, they have just been putting ads and created the curiosity, right? And people, there's a huge market that goes onto YouTube to find for tips and news, right? So if you could target those videos with our ads, then that would also boost a lot. And I remember Kunal Shah, the founder of Cred and Freecharge, he always said about the efficiency scale. And so, to me, according to efficiency scale, what we used to do is about a three, that is us searching for information on our own to fit the watch list. But now this takes it to a seven or eight. So basically, what I mean is if a customer starts using our product for at least say about 3 4 months and we shut down completely, he's going to face a huge inconvenience and for himself because he's now going to have to look for his information on his own again. So our need will come after a certain time. Like so, for the first few months, we need to build that rapport with the client, and then after that, once he's dependent on us, he is dependent on us. So at the start, yes, we will have to spend some amount of money. Uh, but to cut down costs, we might be verifying the news ourselves. And since you're getting on board, that will also be a huge plus. And since the bot is doing the searching of information anyway, that is not much of a headache. Yeah.
Now, what we foresee, since we said that advertisement would take some time getting in touch with people who need this app, we planned some partnerships with research analysts and final literacy coaching institutes. So we reckon that the people that these people come in contact with will require our product. So if they could make their clientele aware of our product, it would help the distribution of our product, and more clients will get in touch with us. We plan to get our revenue through subscriptions, and they'll be monthly, weekly, or daily basis. And the marketing will be done through online ads, word of mouth, codings once we can afford it, and demos at offices and institutes.
So also we found another way instead of paying a fixed analyst, uh, we came across these survey. You know how people say do a survey for so and so time and then you get paid. So basically, I people like you guys do research for free, right? Just for because you like doing it so much, and you don't even get paid for it. But say you do get paid for it because you just upload the information to our servers, and then we crunch the information and do whatever we want with it. But we pay you for the research that you do. So in that way, there are many analysts and there are many customers as well for this kind of thing. So basically, what is missing here is us in between this whole thing. There are people who can't find information, and there are people who find information for free and just use it for themselves, right? For free. So we come in this thing where we benefit the customer as well and the guy who does it as well. You get it? So yeah.
So this is, you want to discuss this?
Yeah, so this is kind of
Yeah,
self-explanatory, right? You
yeah.
can take a look at it. If you have
There are
any
just
questions, you can ask it.
three models of subscription.
So what else we also found out is that most of us look at similar companies, if you would say. Like we know there are over 5,000 companies listed, but roughly maybe just around 2,000 to 3,000 would be being circulated around on people's watch list. What I would say, like for now, looking at the JDS Investors Group, we already look at Asian Paints, we look at HDFC Bank, correct? So if you just take the scale up, you'll find many common stuff. So it cuts down our work also a lot. And so putting it into the template also is quite easy after that. Basically, verifying information also drops later on. You don't have to verify a lot of stuff. So one person thing, one bank, say one stock can be used for most of our clients if you could understood, right? Yeah, so our product features are personalized news except that is basically the idea of the company. We also plan to later on move into a stock performance forecast. Okay, so there are these currently the AI facilities where you feed into the information of what has happened before and it tries and gets you a forecast of what's happening, even in terms of earnings and function, the way the company functions. Like we've also seen how Asian Paints just use a computer and then finally somehow calculated its way through uh, being the master of the supply chain in India. Right, it's state of the art till today. So this is a long shot, like it's a faraway idea, but seeing the current developments in technology, it doesn't seem that long as well. Like in another 7 years, we could be doing this as well, and forecast could help a lot. I would say an accurate forecast would be a big help. So real-time updates that always comes because we will be real-time update would be we would be adding the index news, the index numbers going up and down. That will always be there. Excuse me. An analyst advice module. So you could connect with one of our analysts as well. Right, so you schedule an appointment and you can get that as well. And yeah, global monitoring for suggestive inputs. So like say a company is buzzing, like say IRCTC was buzzing a few months back, was rallying up and up and up and up. So say you combine that with our forecast and the forecast actually uh, caught that, right? Our system would have given it to you in terms of saying IRCTC might be a good buy. Take a look at it or something like that, and then you could have made a purchase long ago. So yeah, thank you.
Any questions?
So good job, guys. Good idea. Also, there are a lot of questions that I have. So if I may take them,
Ask away,
All
ask
right.
away.
yeah. So number one is, so in you see you all mentioned in one part, you said that you will have to spend a lot on advertisements and all of that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Exactly. So at the start you said you're not coming for an investment,
Not from
and
you.
okay, but you also don't have any financials. So on what basis are you going to get an investment, and how are you
Hmm.
going to support your initial growth without money?
Uh, so you assess the
Initially,
financial, you
yeah.
assess the
So
financials, right? So basically, that's how the accounting world works. But you have to hear the story as well, right? So currently, as I said before, we do not have financials. We're still in the idea phase, and we will have to raise money later on, obviously. But at the start, we can facilitate a few customers by not spending a lot on advertisement. Like I'm very confident that word of mouth will work very well, because I told you this works on the convenience scale to up to 7 to 8 or on 10. It becomes very convenient. So when things are very convenient, they spread like wildfire. So if we start along with you, like definitely you are all hands on, and we managed to service a 10 to 100 10 to 15 clients, and they spread it to another 1% more. That takes doubles us almost every month. So we can take our time, and I don't mean to rush it into expanding completely. We need to first fix our bot, we need to first fix the newsletter template, we need to first fix the app running, we need to first structure our the way the company is going to function as well. So there's a lot of work currently, but for now we're just looking for a partner. Now, the money part is not for
Okay,
now.
tell me something. When do you want to raise funds?
I
after
will
the
start
app
it.
is developed, because first we don't really need to have the analyst. So until the development of the app is done, we don't need to pay the analyst. Once we develop the app, we put it out there, and we have beta testers testing the app, and simultaneously we pay the analyst. And if we get 2 analysts and have about 30 clients, we can manage with 2 analysts. After that,
Okay, let us say you have two analysts and you don't get clients. How will you pay your expenses?
No, the clients are working subscription based now. So
Correct, but let us say you're not getting clients. Okay, let us say let us say after 6 months you don't get clients. How will you service your expense?
we don't need the analyst till the clients come, so we won't get the analyst before we get the clients.
yeah,
Okay, but what about your developers and all of that stuff costs money, right?
No,
yeah, it has.
you can, yeah, but it's not that much, and you can easily develop the app. I could develop the app.
Okay. Now coming back to
What
one
if,
more point.
yeah,
Okay, go on.
what if I'm the technical point behind the app? So then I don't
Okay.
need to pay anyone if it's my project.
Okay, fine. Now tell me something. You mentioned in one of the slides 10.7 million users in a statistics slide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If you could just go back to that. Yeah, here. So now
yeah,
tell me something. See the period that you mentioned. What is the period?
2020,
2020 to
21.
2021.
Now, are you also aware that in 2020 2021 is when the largest number of retail, basically the largest number of demat accounts were opened by retail
Yeah, yeah,
investors?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Correct. Now tell
right.
me something. When a crash happens and the fear factor kicks in,
Mm-hmm.
almost half of these people may drop out of the market. So how would you support your statistics at that point?
We don't even need 5 million guys. We just even reaching a million guys would be a big thing, you know. And since I said we are moving globally, as in not globally, as in nationally, we are
Nationally.
moving, and the target audience is the guys who go to these guys who give tips. Like yesterday, Shantanu shared one thing about Akshat Srivastav, I think. Yeah, that guy, I've just seen his number of views, man. They're in lakhs. Okay, his views are in lakhs. So if you put an ad there, these lakh people are gonna watch it, and these guys go there because they're hungry for tips, right? So I told you we need just 200 people to 200 300 to start with actually, and I see that it's going to spread like wildfire again because of the convenience level of convenience.
Now tell me something. If
Hmm.
are you aware of who owns money control? Do you
Beta,
have an
check it.
idea?
No, not yet.
Uh, Mr. Mukesh Ambani owns money control.
Money control.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have to tell you what his wealth situation is like.
Too good.
You
Okay.
very well know how much of my cash he has with him.
Uh-huh.
My point being is tomorrow, what if money control introduces a feature like this where based on your watch list all the news comes out? How will you eliminate or deal with that risk?
We'll develop more features.
Okay,
We'll
like
have,
for example,
we'll have to, we could do something like we could have very interpretative reports where you directly get like a link, or you could basically what you get is you get advice, instantaneous advice on something that which you don't get on the other apps. So the other apps don't advise you what to do, and here we have analysts who will advise and they'll give instantaneous advice.
So
okay, now
what?
tell me something. Wait and tell me something. Now,
Yeah,
if I'm an individual who knows nothing about the market. I'm already investing with a broker who's giving me advice, who's giving me tips and all of that stuff.
yeah, but you'll be paying
Huh?
commission to that broker. Here there's no commission.
Correct. But I'm either way paying the commission for that broker, right? Because either way for every
Subscription.
trade I make, commission is going out.
Hmm.
So how do you justify that?
See, currently, as you said, brokers giving you tips. People using
Yeah.
Zerodha, I'm sure no one's taking tips from Zerodha's brokers. Are you?
Okay. No, I'm
No
not.
one's, because now it's all online, right? At least before they used to give you a call and be like, "Sir, we have a solid tip, buy or no." Now that is all eliminated. Now, that's what I'm telling you now. So, uh, the reason why I'm very confident with this is now that neo bank, right? Neo banks, they make utter no sense to the older people, but the younger generation loves it too. You understood? Things like money control and all, no, I'll tell you, a 40-year-old uncle will use it only. Okay, and people are really interested. But the starting of people, I'm telling you, they who are going to these Rachana Ranade and these Akshat Srivastav and labor law advisors and all, these people don't know about money control, no, that's why they would be there. They want some guidance on somewhere, and if you advise it in the correct, like you put it in the right place, or you target that certain audience, no, they'll give you customer loyalty without us asking also for it. You understood
But
now,
tell
because
me something, Vlog, tell
until
me
money
something.
control thinks about it, we
Yeah.
have already got customer loyalty from these guys. Because why they'll go there? Because money control, to be honest, is a shitty user interface, to me. Like uh, there is no
But in class only we
modern.
saw how it changes.
Yeah, there is no current day this like application, meaning like to look at the website only, you know it's made in 2015 or 2016. Okay, that old the website is, and you tell me I want
Okay.
to go back
See,
there, I
see,
don't want
see,
to go back
see,
there.
see. You're missing the major point. Okay, so my question to you is what is your plan for scaling? At the end of the day, you want as many clients as possible, right?
So I
You're
told
not
you the
going to
scaling
forever
already.
stick with a small group, correct?
Yeah, I told you the scaling already.
Exactly. So now, if you're going to scale
Hmm.
to thousands of clients, your analysts are not going to be able to cater. There's not going to be a difference between you and brokers. How will you provide value to those
See, our
clients?
current business model is to only provide the news. Okay. And if I'm worried about the market share and all, I'm not really worried, like, because see, I'm just looking to make it easy for as many people as who want it. Okay, and if I know that if I want something like this, there will be more people who want something like this. Okay, and if they stay, because I will give my best to make sure that this becomes the most cleanest user interface, the most trusted news, and free from influence from the bigger guys. And we
Okay,
know
how?
how
Tell me your
news is
action
being
plan. How are you going
influenced.
to do that? Tell me your action plan.
Because
Action plan.
currently we are putting a bot which is unbiased bot. We just put in the company name. The bot does the search. It finds a credible source, and then it gives us the phrases, and the analyst decides, right? So basically, so our drawback,
But
as you would say, is the bias
but
from the analyst. Hmm.
Lindolf, how does the bot know what is real news and fake news?
Analyst, I'm telling you, the
We have
procurement of
yeah,
information. The
fixed
procurement of
sources.
information is
But
broad.
but
Analyst sees.
Yeah.
when you have 1,000 people, how is your
Hmm.
analyst going to cater to that kind of a load?
So I'm telling you, the 1,000 people have a certain watch list, which many we are not looking at each
Yeah, they
person's watch list,
overlap,
and
right?
they overlap a lot. And the same information is going to many people. So say HDFC Bank, like just take a watch list of say 5 companies. Okay, HDFC Bank, Reliance, Tata, TCS, say TCS, Tata Motors, and give me another company, man, Asian Paints. Say these, just take these 5 companies, and just see the number of people. Like you'll find so many people who want these five only. So actually, out of the 1,000, at least 300 people will have this fellow combination.
Then
I'm saying
what about
minimum
the others?
300.
How do you promote customer satisfaction for the rest of your people?
No, we are doing for all. No, I'm saying we are doing it for all. So basically, so I don't think you've understood the way the bot functions. So we feed the bot with the information to search for certain companies. The bot gives the phrases. It puts it together company wise. The analyst takes and reads the information. Done. After that, what happens is we take another bot which takes the information that is given per thing. It's like taking a product, man, taking a piece and putting it together in one box.
What the
So
analyst does basically is just interprets the report generated by the bot. The bot has a information pool from which it gets its data. That's your source. All that data is compiled into a standard template report, and that report is just read by the analyst. And then after that report is the same thing that is sent to the client. So the analyst just gives advice in the form of short snippets or something like that. So there's not a lot of reading work. We are cutting down the manual labor from the analyst. We are not giving him a lot of manual labor. The labor that is done by the
is
company is
by
done by the bot.
the bot.
Yeah. So and you can
Maybe I
have
had a
multiple
question.
bots. Yeah.
Hello,
Johan,
Randy.
can I just go ahead one
Yeah,
question?
Go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
So you all said information is going to be there in the information pool, right?
Hmm.
Right.
Like so now this information from the information pool, like how is it going to be fed? Who's going to feed it? Like what
These
information
are
is
we are going to have
By web
standard
search.
sources of data,
Yeah.
reliable news sources, and the
Mhm.
bot just pulls data from that information pool and then segregates it based on the company. So supposing you want to search for one company's news, it goes through the sources, and whatever information is there regarding that company is put in the report by the bot. So it is a fixed pool, and the pool is decided by us because we want reliable sources.
Yeah, so the reliable sources now, this is going to be done by both of y'all. Y'all are going to verify the people who are going to give the news in the pool, right?
No, the analysts will do that because they have experience of analyzing data, right? So they'll decide the pool.
Okay, so the
We are,
analyst is
we
going
are,
to decide
yeah,
what
but
information.
that is done well in advance. They're not going to do it on a daily basis because the data pool is set first only. The bot just gets the data on a daily basis from that data set.
Cool. Hmm.
Okay.
And
Understood.
I'll raise one more point. You all also mentioned that by 2024 you want 10,000 users.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how are you having such fast growth in just a year's time? What's facilitating that growth?
Hey, wait, you put 2024 there. I think it's
It
probably a
was,
typo.
yeah,
Wait.
yeah, yeah. Wait, it was 5 years. Should have been 28.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, chuck that.
About
I'm
5 years,
still
man.
not. I'm still not.
Hmm.
Tell me something. Go to your prices. No, your prices. See the subscription.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How did you compute these prices on what basis?
See, currently we have not really seen the cost that comes ahead with all of this.
Correct.
So we have put like what we think these guys would pay. Okay, so we need to scale to such a point where this amount looks feasible. So economies of scale, as you spoke
Yeah.
about recently.
Yes.
So you take it to
Yes.
such a point that it becomes cheaper later on. So yes, I said before that we will be shelling out cash for a while. Okay, but
But
the,
on what
see, we
basis
will
did you find these amounts reasonable? And under what is your logic behind it?
see. I would think how much would I pay for news like this is what I thought. So 300 to 400 seems like a reasonable amount if I'm saving a lot of time. And we spent 400 bucks just like that. And also we calculated like, newspaper costs around 8 rupees a day, correct? For
Correct.
news that is not even, that you don't even want. Okay, so 8, 3, 240, it's around 240 to 300. And here we are actually giving a proper service for convenience, man. They're actually
But
paying a cost. Hmm.
That is again subjective, no? This is based on what you believe is reasonable. Somebody else may believe 100 or 50 is reasonable, or someone else may say 1,000 is reasonable. So on
See,
what basis can
if he
you?
feels his time is worth 50 bucks, if he feels his time is worth 50 to 100 bucks, he might as well not use the service. But what I see is that for 300 bucks, this saves me a lot of time. And if it's not worth the time, then it's okay. Thing is, we have such a vast population. I can't go to cater to everyone. Therefore, I said as a targeted audience. Okay, and then the target audience, what I
Okay,
see, will be willing to pay from at least
who's your target audience? Define the profile of the individual. I don't know now the group. Define
start.
the profile of the individual.
It's a okay. From where I see it, it's definitely a person who's not a daily trader. He's not a day trader for one,
Hmm.
and he's a working individual who trades not very often, and but wants the news at the same time to know when to make a trade, how to make
When
a
to
trade,
trade.
and things like that. So,
You said he's not
so
a trader, right?
see, traders can also benefit from this, and if they find it as a
Correct.
convenience. So
Traders.
now among
Yeah.
traders, there is a big, like, I know there are people who will not even do their own research. They'll go for tips only. Those people still call themselves the traders. Correct. So the proportion which you come under, Johan, is a very small fraction who does his own research and who trades properly.
On
Okay,
what
you
basis do you pass? On what basis do you pass the statement?
see
What
because
if
the
I
state
told you that majority of the people are
hmm,
people who do some kind of research? Then what do you say?
they don't win because if they did some kind of research, then 98% wouldn't be
So
making a loss in the stock market.
Uh,
so so if
I don't think
they are
that
doing their
is
own
the
thing,
right fact, right? I
if they're
mean,
No, the
doing,
thing is,
Yeah,
people are being
you're
flushed.
giving me
People are being
everything that you're
flushed.
giving me is based on an assumption. How do I know? How do I develop confidence in a product? Another thing is, have you looked at a
See,
premium? The premium says news for 15 watch lists. What if I have 30 companies? How does your service sustain me?
so we can add more this, and we can add cost higher. You know, we don't have. See, I
Okay,
told you this is
given
currently.
by so listen,
If you give,
going
Johan,
by days, if
you gotta
15
listen.
watchlist companies is 400 bucks, 30
Okay,
companies will be 800 bucks. Am I correct?
correct. Yeah, 800 bucks.
Okay,
Because
so 600
you
bucks.
sit, what
Yeah,
I'm telling you is you sit every day and sit and search 30 companies and then you tell me if it is worth your time throughout a month. Okay.
I'll
So
tell you
now
one more
listen,
thing.
we can
Yeah,
still work on the prices. We can still work on the prices. I told you this. I told you we don't have a financial also till now. I told you we have not even seen a cost also till now. For now, it's just an idea which still needs guidance. And so therefore I said I'm not coming for the money, I'm coming for a partner. If you feel there is enough time and you feel you can add enough value to this, then we can continue the discussion. So now you tell me how much are you ready to give and if you're ready to get on board.
I'm not see there is I'm not saying how a broker or an app like Money Control,
Hmm.
what makes you different from these two? There's no moat. Where is the competitive advantage?
We are
I
giving you the
told,
data you
yeah,
want,
you want.
just
We're giving
the
you the
way you
data you
want it.
want.
See, everyone
No,
looks
but broker
Yeah, I
but
get.
brokers and
Hmm.
Money Control can also do that, and they have the capital today which you don't have. So how do I develop confidence on you that you'll do it right? You don't have, you lack the experience, you lack the financial resources. They have the experience, they have the financial resources. So how do so justify a situation to me?
Yeah,
Exactly.
currently you're right. Correctly, you're right.
Yeah.
That way, in that sense, no company should start anything because as you know,
Ah,
Amazon is a disruptor of every industry that it walks into, right?
exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
So, but
Correct.
that doesn't stop any company from starting. Like, if you think about it in that sense, you'll be like, okay, one day Ambani is going to wake up and do this, so might as well shove my idea down the drain. But that doesn't work that way. So, we will try and push ourselves. I told you it's customer loyalty that matters in the end. If we provide what is enough to them, I don't mind even sitting with around 10,000 this and go ahead. Anyway, I told you I found that this was a problem in my thing, and I found that this could be a solution.
Why
So,
did you
if
why did you find this a problem? I don't find this a problem. Why do you find it a problem?
because Johan, your job is to trade and you trade every day and you have the time to sit from 9 to 4. I don't.
Okay, Linda, let me do this. Shantanu, Daniel, do you all find this a problem in your daily life?
See,
Daniel,
See, Johan,
Shantanu,
what you're doing right now is you're trying to take the scale
I'm
to
taking,
around
I'm taking,
to around 6 people that are over here.
I'm taking a
Okay,
sample. I'm taking a
you're taking
sample, my
you're
friend.
taking a sample from 6 people, dude, who have not traded for even over a month.
Exactly, precisely my
Okay,
point. See,
Are
listen,
you're
you
saying
are
about a month. I'm telling you, your see your
long term.
scale. You
Because
speak about a big scale, but when it
okay.
comes to actually speaking about a big scale in terms of the market, you try to diminish it to around 6 people. That is not fair at all.
no, and
Okay, you
bottom
need to
line
see
is
that if
bottom line
bottom
is
line, you need to
we are,
understand that if there is one person like me, there is nothing to say that there are around 1,000 people also like me.
See,
Okay, you're
listen.
also right.
I
I'm also
explained.
right. It's all about the way you
No,
perceive it.
no. I
besides we
disagree.
are
I
giving
You're
you.
disagree.
thinking.
Why would you put in the effort if we are giving it to you straight away for just 300 a month? If you think
Vedan,
about
that's
it.
what I'm trying to tell you. There is no effort. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There is no effort.
See,
So
Johan,
what? Yeah,
Johan,
tell me.
what
Tell
is a
me.
problem to you? What is a, that's why I told you, no. There are. I started off with this. I said there are people that find this a problem, and then I said people who don't find this a problem and who do it for free, and that is you. I told you that these people who do it for free are not even getting paid because they like doing it so much they don't even bother. But now here you go is that there are people who want the information and there are people who are doing it for free and we come in between here.
The very fact that apps like Grow exist is because people want a similar product, and we are giving you a more refined product than what those other apps are giving.
And the fact that you also are
Yeah.
making a newsletter for GDS investors shows that there is a demand for it. Like you're doing it for some reason. No, you understood. That's what I told you. I said there are people like you who do it for free, and I told you there are people like me who don't want to do it, and I'm ready to pay somebody to do it for me. Just give me the information every day or every week, the way I ask for it.
okay, so I have one point
See,
here.
and
Like,
one second, one last thing
okay,
I want to say. What
continue.
about people like traders who are trading on their own and they're totally new to the thing? Won't they rely on someone who's giving them professional advice and their own experience? Maybe
Correct.
over
Now,
time,
Vedan,
yeah,
coming back to what you just said, no? How much
yeah.
do you think that the people who you are talking about invest in the market? How much do you think?
See,
I'm talking
Johan, we
about
have not done.
About
I'll be very honest with you. We haven't done that survey
okay,
of looking for number
I'll
of
give you
people.
the figure.
what?
I'll give you the figure. On
Yeah,
average,
per
people of
month.
our age, people who are entering the market newly, 5,000 rupees is the average. Now, tell me something. How do these prices help? You're drowning that guy. That 5,000 rupees, a fellow, you're drowning. Because 5,000 means he has to recover this amount first. 300, even if I take a standard plan, 300 into 12 is 3,600. You have just drowned that guy. And you have made him, you have forced him out of the market before he has even started his career. Are you getting my point?
Arey, see, no, Swan, Johan, I'm telling you, you're taking the scales when you want to take it, and exactly what I'm doing.
See,
Okay, but
you
see, no,
listen,
I'll tell you, no,
no, no, no.
when you want, you're taking the thing to what you like it to be. But see, I'm the one who's taking the idea ahead, and I'm going to target it where I want to target it, right? So why do you think I'm expecting the person who's starting with 5,000 to use my service?
My
And the
boy,
person who started with
if
five,
you
listen,
want to
listen,
sustain
Johan,
a business,
let me tell you something again.
arey,
When
tell,
you
tell.
asked me who I'm targeting,
Yes.
and who are these people, I told you they're working people. And if they
Yeah.
are working people, they are not starting with 5,000. Or
Okay.
even if they start with 5,000, they're not going to stick with 5,000. They're going to go ahead. And I told you they're working people who don't have the time. I told you who want to pay will pay. I'm not forcing down this money around anyone's this to please come and take it. I told you who need it will take it. And told you I've put it also in the target mode where people are looking for these kind of thing. And I'm not saying take that full 2 lakh who are watching those kind of videos. And 2 lakh is even a small amount for this kind of thing. They're spread across all over. So even if 1,000 from any place, it's enough. So you get it now. You're thinking that I'm going to target the whole of India, dude. It's not like that. You cannot take the whole thing. And market share, I told you, is
No,
not even
but
the start of the
at
thing.
the end of the day, if your business is not scalable, if it's something that cannot grow, that cannot bring in more users and more, cannot handle those kind of
See,
that
Johan,
kind of
you're looking
growth.
at this in a place to make money. For me, it's not. For me,
Naturally,
it's for me. This is
every
a
investor gonna go to is gonna ask these questions.
okay, fine. For those reasons, I'm out
Yeah.
then. I
Arey,
came with the
I
idea
said
to
to say
see.
I'm out.
For those reasons, that's what I told you. I said we came to pitch the deal because we want your expertise on the thing.
Right.
Okay. And if you don't see value in this, and if you
No,
are looking to make money out of this, then
naturally, I'm not
yeah,
convinced.
then I don't think so. This is going to work out then.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Because I told you, we came not for the money. And so once we continue doing the research on this, then we might put a
Yeah,
value at entrance. So then
maybe.
you might rechange your mind later on. And so we'll come back later. We'll see this some other time.
Okay,
Thank you for hearing the pitch.
cool. Shantanu, for now, you can go ahead. But Lindolf and Vedan, good job, overall.
Thanks,
But
man.
we'll come back to the discussion also.
Yeah, definitely, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice job, guys. Nice job.
Yeah, you all did a good job. Good effort put in. Hats off to you for that.
Good evening,
Shantanu,
everyone.
Shantanu, it's on you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Um, so let's see if I can follow up that very eventful presentation by Baden and Lindolf. A lot of very interesting it was. I don't want to go and dissect it, but let's start with mine. Let me just share my screen. Yeah, can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
can see now. Yeah, so idea from our team is basically co-work from home. Okay, what is co-work from home? Let's see. So about us, basically, co-work from home is a co-working space in home. Let me simplify. So basically, I'm trying to leverage Goa's reputation as being, a go-to destination for holidays and recreational purposes and stuff like that, and combine it with people with the recent rise in people working remotely. All right. So Goa is known as the tourist destination with the recent trend in the industry of working from home. Goa is undoubtedly one of the go-to destinations for an employee or a team working remotely. Co-work from home serves as a perfect space for digital nomads, which are basically tech people who work remotely, and what they do is they travel the world. And because since they can work remotely, they have the freedom to work from anywhere, right? So keep traveling the world, and remote workers to work and enjoy the beauty of Goa. So this is uh, what the service is about. The market that this service has is the startup ecosystem in India is constantly growing and evolving. Young startups find it hard to afford commercial office spaces. The youth are no longer the typical, the formal shirt and office goers. They are hip and definitely prefer a more open and relaxed working environment. People working in tier one, tier two, or tier three, basically just cities, would prefer to have a vacation in a scenic destination like Goa. And tech companies can move their entire tech team to Goa, to because tech teams they are one of the, I think, the most easiest team to have remote because all their work is remote. So that is one. This is the market that we have. So how are we going to work? So basically, the main point is we will be taking up villas, apartments, and houses already on rent on a need basis, and we will convert these residential spaces into co-working spaces. Clients can select if they want to only work or stay and work. Basically, co-living that is called. That is, they'll be having a place to stay as well. Accordingly, arrangements will be made. Um, yeah, the business model. I think what I'll do is I'll just share this. Okay, before I go deep diving into this, let me just give a shed more light on the entire idea. So as I said, we are going to be using residential spaces to basically use as a co-working space. What that means is you have your villas and your flats and apartments and houses. You convert them to basically a working environment. You set up some furniture, you set up an internet connection. Maybe a common room like a hall can be like a conference room or something that they can book on a daily basis. That is optional. Um, so you set up, you convert this residential spaces into a co-working space basically, and that is how co-working works. How co-living is going to work is basically we if someone wants to say, for example, someone is in Pune or Bangalore, he wants to come to Goa and wants to live 1 month in Goa and work at the same time. We have special arrangements made with the hotels and OYOs and this outside to accommodate these people while they're staying there, and the working part will be done on the co-working space. This is an optional this that they have. If they want to stay also at the same time, then they can definitely opt for this option, and we can accommodate them in existing OYO partners and hotels and stuff like that, depending on what they can. Um, yeah, so let us talk about the expenses and the revenue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that I have a standard villa with me right now, a 4 BHK villa that is about. Let me just go to the slide. Yeah, a 4 BHK villa that is say about 350 to 450 square feet. Okay, let's say the rent is 12 lakh a year. It's 1 lakh a month. Okay, and internet charges of 11,000 a year, or super fast internet, and we have additional furniture costs that will come to around 2 lakhs, 2 to 3 lakhs. The figures are approximate. All right. So, but yeah, they are not accurate, but they are around that ballpark. So this is going to be the cost of the thing, and the revenue. Basically, how co-working spaces work is it works on a per seat basis. So if you have to understand that uh, uh, a single person can come to work on in a co-working space, or a team of 4 can come, or a team of 10 can come. How many ever? Usually, these are definitely for the smaller groups. If you're a team of 100, you would definitely not be going for co-working spaces because it definitely makes more sense to have a commercial space for your own. So that is not our market. Our markets are startups and smaller teams, or even individual workers, freelancers, who developers or whatever, who like to work on their own, or a small team of 4 to 10 or 15, whatever it may be, 20 also. So it works on a per seat basis. So per seat, the charges. So as I've assumed that we have a 4 BHK, we can set up 50 seats in the 4 BHK in the entire villa. 50 seats. Per seat, the cost is 6,000 rupees a month. Okay, or they have a plan of weekly of 2,000 per week. All right. on say a daily basis also can be done of say I don't know, 200 rupees a day. Okay. Um, so this is how basically the revenue is going to be generated. Also, we are also the co-living part of it. Um, you can have say as we are going to be partnering with these guys, we can the deal will be made with these the partners. The people are going to give us their rooms to basically tell them that give us at a little lower rate because we are bringing customers to you, and I will book a portion of from there as well as a cut. And okay, so here the charge is given 1,500. So we can assume that say I get the partners to give me a room for 1,000 a night, a discounted price sort of, and I have this plan of 1,500 a night for these guys. Okay. The thing to note over here is that this is optional. So this is not a main source of my revenue. So if these people that come in, they have the time and the work to do their own research and get these and sort of sidetrack me and go to these guys on themselves, who would probably charge them a little higher, not higher than this obviously, but something little maybe little cheaper than what I'm offering here they can very well do so. But that is not going to be a huge impact on me because my revenue is still majorly dependent on the co-working spaces, my seating basis. Okay, so that is basically how the revenue is going to go. Let me come back to the financial of this company. So the revenue from operations will be 18,000. Basically, I'm going to be charging 6,000. I'm assuming 50% seats are occupied. So if I'm accommodating 50, I'm assuming that 25 seats are getting filled. Okay. 25 seats are getting filled. Um, um, so the revenue that is going to come from the operation basically is 6,000 into 12 into whatever. Like so, this comes to 18,000. I didn't take the calculations down, so I just wrote the absolute values here. Um, the expenses, as you can see here. Maybe I can send this over to you to review later on post the meeting so that you can make your decision. I hope my math is right. Anyways, so yeah, this is basically my profit and loss statement. Um, the expenses include the rent and the internet basically over here. I have not taken into account. Say maybe I have a coffee machine there. Again, that cost is will be very minimal. You can add another 1,000 to that. So I have not included that sort of this because I didn't have time to do this. Um, anyways, this are financials for year one. Going to balance sheet. Um, so the profit comes in is the reserve. We have also the 2 lakh rupees spent on the furniture as my tangible assets. Uh, a cash and cash equivalent of 7.05, that is half of the expenses, so that the company can function for at least 6 months, gives me a room of 6 months to get the customers that I need. Again, reminder, this is only this financial based on 25%, 50% of occupancy. It can always be 100% or 75% or whatever. It can also be 0% also, but just making a point. um, yeah, total. So these are my current assets that come to this much, um, and this is basically your balance sheet here. So year two, I basically expanded and used my reserve and surplus for expansion, and I expanded into a 2 BHK apartment, which is the rent is around the area of 25K a month, and I'll be accommodating 15 seats. Okay. In a year, I'll be generating a revenue of 5,76,000, and the cost of this is around 3 lakh. I've not mentioned it anywhere, but we can, yeah, it's actually 3 lakh. 25K a month comes to 3 lakh a year. So again, there's a profit margin of some around 2.2 lakh extra. So you can see like the profits have increased in the year two, and then again, um, since year three now we're trying to sort of expand at an exponential growth rate. So that is why I have come to you for funding. So now let's come to the offer part. Since this is Shark Tank and you're the sole shark that is circling around me. Here is wait, what happened? Okay, here's the offer. I would like to sell you 20% of the company for 3 lakh rupees. Yeah, over to you. So, how do I mute my mic?
20%. Okay, could you go back to your statements?
Yeah, these are my statements.
Show me your reserves.
Yeah. So the reserve for year one, I have expanded for the first year. So I have deducted 3 lakhs from here, and the profit I have taken that comes to 8 lakh for second year.
Okay. So basically, you're valuing your company somewhere around 15 lakhs.
Yeah, somewhere around 15 lakhs because I
Okay.
believe there is a potential of growth here. The reason I am coming to you for this basically thing for the with this particular idea is because moving fast and scaling fast is very essential over here. Because even though it's not easy to scale fast, like I'm not expecting us to scale within a year because this is real estate and it's not easy to scale fast over here. But considering in the real estate market, I want to be able to scale faster. So usually someone would require maybe 2 or 3 years to expand into another apartment or something. With enough funds, we would be able to cut down the time and maybe scale in a year's time or even 2 years, 2.5 years time. So that is where with the expertise, the funds are required to basically expand. Yeah, now. So right now I'm into a big villa and one small apartment. Maybe another big villa another 50-seater or 30-seater could really help boost sales.
Show me your assets once again.
Assets are here for now. My only assets are the furniture. Again, I'm not considering the smaller the things like coffee machine and things like that. I've not counted them. So yeah, these are my assets now.
Okay, so so basically, if I look at numbers, your profit margin is 32%. Okay, your growth is 40%. Okay, so that is I'm talking about profit growth. Okay, and your balance sheet growth is 37%.
Yeah.
Which also tells me that your 15 lakh valuation will be reached in 4 years. If I look at your balance sheet, if you look at the totals, right? The total asset and total liabilities.
Yeah, it is at 12 lakhs right now.
Yeah, you will touch 9, 12. Yeah, so in other words, in the third year, somewhere around mid third year, you should reach 15 lakhs.
Correct.
Okay, that's really good. Now, what I want to know is, what did you say our expenses were? Rent and
internet. And for now, we started with one employee. So as we scale up, the employees expense will go up.
Okay, could you explain the seats thing to me again? How does the seat thing work exactly?
So in a particular space, let's say the apartment,
Yeah,
we will have one main room, one hall, one bed, 2 bedrooms basically, right?
yeah.
So in those rooms, I will be putting up one desk and say five chairs. Okay. For you to use that one chair to come and sit at one chair is you're going to be paying 6,000 a month or 2,000 a week or 200 rupees a day, whatever your cost is.
Yeah.
Suppose so basically it's just that if you're coming with a team of 5, all your 5 guys has to pay that cost per seat. So basically you're using 5 chairs over. So you need to this. I did a basic customer survey with I just basic meaning it was very basic. I just reviewed. Um, um, it's not really a competitor, but in a similar space of co-working, that is Mevo. What they do is they are basically they're co-working spaces on a real estate on a commercial estate, not really on a residential estate. So their rent obviously is higher. What they do is they charge 7,500 per chair. I'm charging 6,000, so I've cut them on the price. So that is
And these co-working spaces mean the people stay there only.
no. So co-working means it's co-working. You're allowed to work. That
So they
then
stay somewhere else. They don't stay in
yeah,
that villa.
yeah. So that is basically coming into the point of co-living. So co-living is basically you live over there. So what happens with co-living is that in my business we have that option for you. Like suppose you've come from Pune and you're going to be working here for a month, you can use my facilities to work, and when you're staying, I'll make the accommodation for you in a partnered hotel or a partnered OYO, depending on your choice. And for that, there's an extra charge, obviously.
Only one doubt I had actually is, say, tell me something. These villas, no, in which location would they be? If you could just, if you could give me examples of 3 locations.
Number one, it has to be appealing to the people coming in, because I'm promoting the idea of for the scenic beauty of Goa and everything. So I can't put them in, say for example, heart of Panjim. It doesn't make sense because it's a city again, or Pato
Right.
area. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So probably looking at say the Anjuna side and the Baga side, where these people are known for Asagaon side and everything in that area. And basically, you can think of it as any place where I can provide good internet connection, which I think is possible now through fiber net and everything. They have their network in almost uh, all places in Goa. Definitely not in the most remote places. Anyways, people would want to work there. But uh, like in most of the villages, like when you take, for example, Sukur and stuff like that, it's a very good village. Over there, basic internet connection along with scenic beauty and villas are available. And another important factor over here is this: there is this exodus of Goans leaving their place and going. So it enables them also to make some use of the property that they've left behind. So that is also can be used. But we are
Yeah, in fact, I was coming to that point only. Is when you speak about places, when you talk about scenic areas, they are usually places within, within a village or areas like that where internet would be a problem. So I was coming to that, but you answered my question. You say that internet is good there.
yeah, internet is very good. If you take Ethernet, and in Goa there are two basic good internet connections: Ethernet and G-Wave. And Ethernet, the price which I've taken is of Ethernet on a yearly basis of 11,000, and they provide good internet service.
Okay, cool. I'm convinced.
Shantanu, what's your target location?
My target locations, as I said, is anywhere which is not a city. It doesn't have
Okay.
concrete, doesn't have a lot of concrete sort of a thing. It basically has to have some scenic beauty, a village, a nice, quiet, peaceful place.
Hmm.
Along
Hmm.
with that, it has to have basically a good internet connection and
Okay.
good roads meaning a proper accessible road.
Yeah, internet connection is not an issue for you now because of the optical fiber service providers which have entered Goa.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
That's not an issue. What I see is very clearly is how you're going to tackle the tourism industry, which is a big factor here. Because I'll tell you something after that, but you would give me this answer.
uh, Tourism industry. So basically, this falls inside the tourism industry itself in a way, because right now what this remote working has enabled is that people can work from anywhere. They can, if their work, the boss and everything, if they allow, they
Hmm.
can definitely go to somewhere else, or maybe
Hmm.
if you're not even telling the boss or whatever, like they have the freedom to work from a remote area and they can come to Goa you have this, you can stay here for a month. You can roam to places on the weekends and stuff. You can enjoy what you would do as a tourist on a normal
Hmm.
day.
Hmm.
At the same time, you are not missing work because on the weekdays you're working,
Still
right?
working. Okay. So currently, there is a huge surge of, as you said, people are leaving Goa, right, and their houses are remaining empty. So we are looking at current newly built houses as well as the old Portuguese ones. Agreed?
We are looking for anyone who is willing to give their.
Any house, right? So yeah, anyway, I included any house. So now, say for so currently, what's happening is people are Airbnbs are becoming a huger thing by the day, because I know a few of my friends who actually take people's flats on rent, and they give it out as Airbnbs. Okay, same with the villas and all. They charge around 30,000 a night, man. These posher ones.
Okay.
Okay, may it be inside or on the beach side. Once you they spend a lot on furniture and stuff to make the villa a huge thing. Okay, and they make these villas side by side and stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
so now my concern is such. You said they're working, right?
Yeah.
So now say there are two houses side by side. One house is given an Airbnb to tourists, men, who are given like around 14, 15 people,
Yeah.
in one house. And then the other side is a startup guy is running his business in the
Yeah.
morning, afternoon. So how do you tackle, like, one place is a working space, another place someone's having a party with four speakers is playing out. How
Okay.
would you tackle that?
Yeah. So what you're referring to is a very, very, very isolated case in that
Hmm.
sort of a thing. So
Hmm.
what would happen is,
No, see if it's close.
Hello,
If it,
sorry to interrupt, but Shantanu, you have to 8:45. You have to leave. You said, right?
yeah. But I can, yeah. I'll
we
just
can
Yeah,
take it.
take
continue this some other time, man.
yeah take this if you want. You can take this question if you can finish on time, and we'll conclude so that you can get on time for your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you're referring to is a very
Hmm.
isolated case, and what you also said is that
Hmm.
tourists, not tourists, the Airbnbs are basically uh, they do it on one day and then they leave the next day, right? Or they do it
Correct,
for
correct.
they leave
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next day. So it's not a problem that is going to be a prolonged problem. It's first of all a very isolated case wherein the place
Hmm.
that I selected and the place next to me
Hmm.
is like a party place. And
Hmm.
also if that isolated case happens, it's
Hmm.
not going to be an everyday problem. It's going to be a problem maybe once or twice a week, and maybe during the season, the month of December,
No, I'll tell you. Okay, agreed,
it,
agreed,
it can
agreed.
be little more. Yeah.
Because currently there are what you're looking for working space, and there is tourism space also, right? So there are people like you who are looking for different purposes in the same house, and you might not get all the houses side by side, is what I'm saying. Okay,
Could you
you
just repeat,
understood now?
repeat what you said?
See, you're a person who's looking for to take somebody's house on rent and
Yeah,
use it as working space.
correct,
Somebody else like you is taking somebody else's house on rent but using it as an Airbnb, man. So if he's
correct.
using it as an Airbnb and he's daily giving it out to people,
Hmm.
then how do you tackle that side by side? Like say if you get a row villas, two, three row villas, meaning either
Yeah.
one will have to shift out from there. I'm just saying because if you look at it in
Hmm.
where's this place, man? Race Marcos side, no, Beti, you go ahead to Pilen side, no, there are these row villas, man, there. Okay, and they might
Correct.
be going out for rent only. So, and there are many like this are coming. That whole Race Marcos, that whole hill, no, all villas only are coming up there.
Correct.
So that might be a target space, correct?
Correct.
So that was my question. So
Yeah.
what
So
happens then?
yeah, the answer to that is basically, obviously, before selecting a place, we do our due diligence, who are the neighbors and everything. Okay.
Hmm.
Even then, let's just say that next to me, I'm going. I've looked at a sorry, I looked at a row villa
Hmm.
and this is good and I really like it. But there is one guy who is very, there is one guy who has taken it as an Airbnb and he gives it out for parties and this. Okay,
Okay.
so let's just say, uh, I'll reiterate the 2 points I made before. That is basically it's an isolated case first of all, and secondly, the thing of it happening every day is less because
Less
people
likely.
party
Okay. Hmm.
people party and they go. I'll add to that by also saying that suppose if that guy is giving at Airbnb at a daily basis, Like his income source is coming at short bursts. If I can convince him to give,
To give you.
give me, like, I'll take over your, I mean, I'll not partner with you, like, I'll be your client or your tenant, and I'll give you a consistent, steady income source. I don't see why he wouldn't say no to that.
Okay,
Or maybe
makes
even
sense.
sidetrack him and go to the actual owner and get a deal for a little higher than what this guy's charging, if the
But
finances.
hmm. Yeah, that's one main issue, man. But another issue which I see, which you might be able to overcome, is but Goa is known as a tourist location, man.
Yeah,
So
that's the whole point, right?
converting into a working space is going to be
No,
a
no, that
task.
you're what you're looking at is you're looking at
Hmm.
vacation as a different thing and working as
Hmm.
a different thing. What I'm
Hmm.
looking at is both at the same time. That's why it's called a workation. You come here, you work on the week, and on the weekends you go party or do whatever a normal tourist would do.
Hmm. Okay. 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 Yeah, we'll have some more. I'll have ask you some more questions later on, man. Some other
Yeah,
time.
cool.
So yeah,
Good stuff.
guys.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good job, Shantanu. Very good job.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Really happy with the data, information, presentation, everything. You were really good. Same goes with Lindolf and Whedon also. All three of you did a fantastic job. Very proud of you all actually. Matter of pride.
Hey,
So yeah.
thanks, man.
So yeah. So for today we'll conclude today's session. Jared and David are left. So when they are having their session also, you all can join in and you all can ask some questions and things like that. And I will also send you guys feedback which I've noted down. I'll send it to you guys on the group only so that everyone benefits from it also. And yeah, let's improve from this experience. So yeah,
Hey, we are allowed to counter, right?
yeah, very
Uh,
much, yes,
I'm not
yeah,
going down without a fight. That's it.
yeah.
Chalo, chalo.
So we'll make it a good discussion where all of us improve from
Arey, you
with
know
one
what? We
another.
should have an actual call or event. Don't give feedback on text.
Yeah.
We'll have an
We'll,
actual
we'll
call.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll conclude the session for now.
Chalo then.
I'll see you guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
Thank
keep
you.
you
bye
guys
bye.
posted. Yeah,
Bye bye.
Good
yeah.
session.